episode 1 of 3, the Foundation's report on the vitality of older adults in our communities. My name is Bindu Cujo, and I'm the chair of the board at the Oakville Community Foundation. I'm excited to dive into this report with you together. The entire report is available to you as a PDF on our website at www.theocf.org. Now, it's difficult to define old, senior, or elderly, as each word has a different meaning to each person. There is no single age or characteristic that sets people into these categories. For example, for somebody with older relatives, we may always place those people as fitting those words instead of ourselves. And let me tell you, it's a realization when you realize you're getting old. As we move into this report, we want to ask, what are our goals in aging? In our society, this could mean living independently, continuing to drive, looking after ourselves both mentally and physically, and having the time and the ability to socially connect with friends, family, and the community. But before we delve into the report in greater depth, I'm going to welcome Lee Hayden, Project Coordinator at Sheridan College's Center for Elder Research, who together with Catherine Moore Norton were our two lead researchers helping us collect data to be presented in this report. Welcome, Lee.
Great. Thank you, Bindu. When we were first approached, Catherine and I were so thrilled to be approached by the Oakville Community Foundation to be part of this meaningful, vital report in 2019. Originally, the plan was that it would be published in mid-2020, and the onset of COVID-19 pandemic had us reevaluate our timelines, and the release date of the report was pushed back. With the original timelines, the research we had compiled at the time did not include anything related to the pandemic. At the time of recording this, the pandemic is still ongoing, and not all of the information we might have wanted to include was available. This stands true for local data regarding the LGBTQ2+ community and Black, Indigenous, and people of color. The data used in this report is up to date at the time of publication. Social isolation and loneliness were important issues prior to the pandemic, both in older populations and in younger ones. And these have been exacerbated by the pandemic lockdowns. However, the true impact of the pandemic on physical, cognitive, social, and emotional well-being of older persons may not be fully understood for many years.
Thanks, Lee, for that reflection. It's really fantastic to hear directly from the lead researchers. Many of the data points that you will see in our report show that aging in our communities seems positive. When compared to national and provincial data, Oakville and Halton typically perform equally or better. As you will see in this episode, our older adults have higher median incomes, and as you will learn in later episodes, many rate their mental health as good or excellent and their sense of belonging as high. However, not all older adults in our community are thriving, and this report highlights areas where we can focus efforts to support aging in our communities for the years to come. As we move through the report, please keep in mind what your goals are as you age and consider how this information will impact them. I'm going to bring in two members of the Foundation staff, Courtney Waddell, Social Media and Communications Specialist, and Talene McFedrin, Communications and Events Manager, to share some Oakville and Halton specific demographics. Welcome, Talene.
Oakville has the highest proportion of adults 65 plus compared to both Milton and Halton Hills at 14.5% of the population, or 28,170 people. This is slightly lower than the proportion of older adults in Ontario at 16.7%, and in Halton at 14.9%. On this map, you'll notice that the postal codes in South Oakville, L6J, L6K, and L6H, are the oldest by share of the population. However, the actual number of older adults is larger in North Oakville than it is in South Oakville.
50% of older adults in Oakville are immigrants, compared to 57% in Milton and 38% in Halton Hills. However, a majority are not racialized, except in the case of Milton. This means that while they are immigrants from other countries, they are not necessarily people of color. Most older adult immigrants to Halton are South Asian at 12%. This is followed by Chinese, 5%, Black at 3%, Filipino at 2%, and Arab at 2%.
Thanks, Courtney. So let's talk about basics. That is, the necessities of our life, our income, our housing, and our food. Where there are gaps in necessities, there are hindrances in our abilities to reach our goals. These statistics also show us where the red flags lie in our community and let us know that we still have more work to do.
The poverty rates in Halton and in Oakville are lower than the province at 7.3% and 7.4%, based on the low income measure after tax, which is the median adjusted after tax household income. You'll also notice that a higher percentage of females than males live in poverty. 2 out of 3 low income older adults are women, which is actually higher than the provincial average.
Older adults in Halton actually have a higher median income compared to the rest of the province at $34,520 compared to $29,800. They are also more likely to make more than $100,000 with 8% compared to 5%. Now this map shows the median household income, the number of older adults, and the percentage of older adults living in poverty in each postal code. As you can see, Oakville has the postal code with the lowest median income and the highest percentage of older adults in poverty, L6K, and also has the postal code with the highest median income and lowest percentage of older adults in poverty, L6J.
The recommended maximum to spend on housing is no more than 30% of your income. However, 62% of older adults in Oakville and 61% in Halton spend more than 30% of their income on rent and utilities, indicating a need for more affordable housing in our communities. As you can see from the chart, as you grow older, it's more likely that you will live on your own. These numbers are higher for women who, after age 55, are more likely to live on their own, and after age 85, make up 3 out of 4 older adults living by themselves.
Halton has the highest cost for a nutritional food basket out of the surrounding regions in the Greater Toronto Area, and since 2003, Halton residents have seen this cost rise by 70%. We can see how the cost of food affects our community, as 20% of food bank clients are considered to be older adults, and more than 800 older adults are served in housing communities every single week.
Thanks, Celine. That's a lot of information to take in, and we weren't able to share every data point and statistic with you in these episodes. To learn more about these areas of aging in the Halton community, please go to our website at www.theocf.org to read the full report. And please tune in to our next episode as we explore health and well-being, as well as safety and risky behavior. Thank you.